Shout out to TLP Sports Club, baby. Shout out BWB. BWB. Bandwagon Buffs. BWB, baby. Shout out to Bandwagon Buffs. Shout out to TLP Sports, man. Let's go.
TLP Sports, man.
Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon Buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Look at the bottom of your screen. You can cop your BWB merch and rep the most educated, well-informed, and least delusional fan base there is in all, and I mean all of college football. Don't buy the hype. Buy BWB, Bandwagon Buffs. But family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. All right, guys, so it's not just happening to the Exodus kids. It's not just happening to the kids that left from CU and went to other teams. It's happening to everyone. The kids that came over from other schools over to Coach Prime are also getting denied. Colorado player has been denied. That's Tyler Brown. The NCAA recently has been denying players who have transferred twice of eligibility. Brown released the following video as part of his appeal to the NCAA, but the NCAA still denied the appeal. Let's just watch a few minutes of the video.
My name's Tyler Brown. I'm an offensive lineman here at Colorado. I'm part of the second wave of transfers that's appealing the decision. Of course, I respect your decision. I'd like to explain the circumstances from my point of view of why I feel like I should be able to play. So I originally started my career at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. I was originally recruited by the late coach DJ Looney and Rob Sale. In fact, I met DJ at a football camp the summer before my senior year. So it was a camp I didn't want to go to. I was at Mississippi College, and my mom forced me to go that day. And it happened to be the best decision for me because I immediately clicked with Coach Sale and Coach Looney, and they saw something in me. And 3 days later, they offered me. But DJ, he meant the world to me. He recruited me from high school to Louisiana. It's like that was the guy. That was my person. He talked to me almost every day. He texted me every day, called my mom, everything. And then, when I got to Louisiana, we had the freshman skit days, and everybody said that we were so much alike, so they called me Lil Looney. That was my nickname. They said we walked alike, we talked alike. I was always with him. We were like freaking frack. They said we had the same hairline. And this was all my freshman year. And as you know, I've always struggled with my mental health. In fact, at Louisiana, that's when I was first diagnosed with anxiety and depression. It was just really, really hard going to college a year earlier than everybody else.
I'm going to put the link to the video in the description. So if you have time and you want to watch it, it's about 16 minutes and 41 seconds. Let me just give you a brief description of his case that he was trying to make. For those of you who are not going to click on the link, who don't have time to actually click on that link, be a spoiler for a lot of you who want to watch the video. So if you want to go ahead and end it now for you, I guess I get it. But so basically his story or his appeal that he was making is kind of similar to the same appeal that Maddox Kopp made to try to get his waiver. Tyler is appealing based on mental health. His former coach Looney, who passed away, he was very close to Coach Looney, tells the story about how close him and Coach Looney got. And then one day at a practice, Coach Looney falls down flat on the field and he passes away a few hours later. So the appeal is the fact that he deals with mental health, depression, and then having his coach pass away. So that was his appeal. I believe it sent him into a deeper spiral of what he was already going through mentally. He decided that he needed to be closer to home, be closer to family, people who love him, and people who could support him mentally to try to deal with the situation that he was going through with the passing of his coach. So that's when he transferred back to Jackson, Mississippi. So he transferred to Jackson State, and then Coach Prime became like a mentor to him, a father figure, so on and so forth. And he was getting back on the right track. And then Coach Prime leaves Jackson State to Colorado. His description of the situation of the transfer is that Colorado has more resources to help him with his mental health. Jackson State does not have the money nor the resources to be able to help him with his mental health situation because his mom was actually having to pay out of pocket to be able to deal with his medication and other things that he need, like therapy and stuff like that, it made it an easy decision for him to follow Coach Prime. Transferring was the best situation for him mentally to get his life back together. So in the end, he's making an appeal asking the board not to necessarily count that as a transfer. That's the embodiment of his appeal. The criteria is to get waived for reasons related to the student athlete's physical or mental health and well-being. The mental health part is what Tyler Brown was trying to prove. Okay guys, so while I'm editing the video for the Tyler Brown story, he just tweeted this out. Tyler Brown at T_Brown56. Thank you, Buff Nation, for welcoming me with open arms. I can't wait to make you guys proud on the field in the 2024 season and beyond. To anyone else, especially my fellow student athletes struggling with any form of mental illness, you're not alone and you matter. A message to Buff Nation. The NCAA unfortunately denied my appeal and I will not be able to suit up with my brothers for the 2023-2024 football season. That's what hurts me more than anything. Not being able to suit up with my brothers and go to battle every Saturday. My mental health appeal wasn't a made-up scenario to justify me coming to Colorado to play. I've struggled with my mental health my entire life. I've been going to therapy and on antidepressant as well as anxiety medication since I was 18 years old. It's nothing I'm ashamed of or hide from. The NCAA stated to our compliance office that since I wasn't struggling to get out of bed, that my mental health case wasn't serious enough. Wow. Depression isn't something that just goes away. There are some days it's hard for me to get out of bed and be productive. There are some days I don't even want to leave my apartment and just isolate. Football has always been the largest tool in helping me through my struggles, and not having that hurts. But I will continue to push through and find a way every single day to be the best Tyler Brown I can be. This is a call to action. The NCAA claims to care about student athletes' mental health, but did not care about mine. I'm releasing my denial appeal video in hopes to lobby for a change for other students who will come behind me. This was extremely hard for me to do, to be vulnerable like this, but I want there to be a change for the next athlete who happens to be in my shoes. Mental health is real and should never be ignored by cover of policies meant to hurt student athletes. This is actually the first time that we've gotten a response, or like a response from the NCAA, and them saying that they essentially deny him because he's able to get out of bed. So is this simply the fact that he didn't say that he was struggling to get out of bed? And then also, how does he prove it? Does he have to be like physically struggling to get out of bed? Is he supposed to prove that? Is he supposed to have videos or evidence of him struggling to get out of bed, not being able to get out of bed? Because he's an athlete. Athletes have to be on a different mental path than a lot of other people. You have to be able to motivate yourself to get up and go to practice every day. Was it going to be denied based on the fact that he's getting up every day to go to practice? Because isn't that what a student athlete has to do? They have to motivate themselves beyond the normal person to try to get to practice and to make sure that they are active on that team. It's a little bit interesting to even get this from them because it's something mental. That's the whole idea of mental illness. It's mental. It's a battle. You have to motivate yourself each and every day to get up. A lot of us deal with this on different levels. So I thought being an athlete, or the idea of an athlete, is that you got to be motivated or have the kind of discipline that the common man or normal people don't have. So you would think that the NCAA, being that they are the governing body for athletes, and people who were former athletes or probably on that board, would understand. It's so funny that people can identify to be certain things in our society, but you have to prove mental illness. My wife is a mental health counselor. In their field, they have to actually respect somebody who identifies with certain things. So if somebody says, I identify as this thing, or I identify as this person, you have to respect that. They don't necessarily have to prove it. You have to actually just respect the fact that they identify either as a girl, or they identify as a male, or they have a specific pronoun that they go by, and you have to respect that, and that is the law. And if you don't, you can get in trouble. You can lose your license. You don't have to prove whether you are or you are not a specific gender. You don't have to prove none of that. You just have to say I am. But it's not enough to just say that I've been diagnosed and I struggle with mental illness. That's interesting. It's just an interesting take that I wanted to add to that. Mattis Cop was trying to prove the learning disability. They denied him. Tyler Brown is trying to prove mental illness, and they deny him based on it not being stronger. Now I'm interested in knowing why they denied Mattis Cop. Now I want to know what the reason was for his denial. Tyler Brown's video is pretty compelling. His video is very emotional and very compelling, but I feel like the reason for him transferring to Colorado is not necessarily linked to the depression, to the reason why he left Lafayette. So let me hear from you guys. As these numbers at the bottom start going up, people are definitely responding to this story. So now you know Tyler Brown's story. You know the reason why he was denied. Maddox Cop said he was denied. I brought you that story. A lot of y'all had some stuff to say. We all had something to say about Maddox Cop. Go to the comments. What do you think is the difference between these two stories? Was Maddox Cop's story similar to Tyler Brown's story? Do you think that they both provided strong enough evidence to be waived to play this season? Was Tyler Brown's story stronger than Maddox Cop's story? Which story do you think was stronger? Which appeal do you think was stronger? He said his learning disabilities, he lost a coach and a counselor. Coach Prime told him to leave. Do you think that was strong enough for them to waive him? And what do you think about Tyler Brown's story? Do you think his story was strong enough to be waived? Okay, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. I hope you got a little something out of it. And if you did, please make sure to smash that subscribe button to help this channel grow. That's all I do here. I'm going to have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club.